My friend, in 2025, you don't need to be doing more, you need to be doing less the right way. If you are feeling overwhelmed because you are doing everything in your real estate business by yourself, then you are not alone. The problem isn't that you need to work harder, it's that you need to be focusing on the right things. In this video, I'm going to break down exactly what you need to automate, delegate, and ditch so that you can finally stop being the bottleneck in your own business and start to scale without the burnout. And hey, before we dive in, if we haven't met yet, hi, I'm Stephanie Lugo. I'm a real estate agent and coach, and inside my program, the Market Authority Academy, we teach agents how to scale their businesses with systems that create predictable income without working 24/7. And if you want a custom plan for this, book a free strategy call at the link below. During that call, we'll map out exactly what to take off your plate so that you can focus on what actually grows your real estate business. And at the end of that call, if you decide you want my help in executing that plan, I'll walk through what that looks like in the Market Authority Academy. I see this constantly inside the Market Authority Academy. Agents come to me so overwhelmed by the many daily tasks that they need to do that there's no time left for actual income producing activities. But when they start delegating strategically and focusing on systems, their businesses transform. One of our agents recently was spending hours every day on admin work and transaction coordination, and she was barely finding time for lead generation and wondered why her business wasn't growing. We helped her automate her follow-up and delegate her admin tasks, and within months, she doubled her closings without working more hours. This stuff works. If that sounds like the shift that you need, then let's dive in. So here's the first mistake that we want to be correcting. It's thinking that you have to be doing everything yourself. That's a dangerous play, my friend. And look, I get it. If you have built your business from the ground up, it can feel really risky to give over control. But here's the truth. Doing everything yourself is keeping you small. If you are spending more time on admin than lead generation, that is a problem. If you can't step away without your business falling apart, that's a problem. If you're missing follow-ups or key transaction tasks, that is clearly a problem. Start tracking your time. For the next week, write down everything that you do in your business. We actually walk agents in the Market Authority Academy through this exact exercise. And when you do this, you will immediately see the tasks start popping up that you need to be eliminating. You'll see what's taking up your time that isn't actually the best use of your time at all. And once you start addressing that, things are immediately going to start changing. Anything else that you don't need to actually eliminate from that list, start thinking about what you can be delegating or automating. Let's look at mistake number 2 before we go too far. Mistake number 2 is automating the wrong things or nothing at all. Let me explain. Most agents don't want to automate anything because they think that it feels too impersonal. But the right automation doesn't impersonalize your relationships, it's going to level them up. Here's what you need to be focusing on automating right now. You should be automating your lead follow-up. This does not look like getting a bunch of batched templated emails that are long and lengthy and don't sound like you and are super boring and obviously canned. Instead, this looks like automating email and text sequences, or even just task reminders to check in at the right time. That way, you can make sure that you're still reaching out with a personal touch instead of letting that fall through the cracks. You should be automating your social media content. Now, a really easy way to automate your social media process is just by batching your content. I don't even use a third-party scheduler. Anything that I'm posting in the moment by hand to make sure that I have a final look at it and then it's going to say exactly what I want it to say. But the difference is I'm scheduling time throughout the month strategically to batch that content in advance so that I'm not doing it on the fly or doing it with more time than needed throughout the week. I get my content done for the month in about 15 minutes a week, and that's it. And sure, if you really want to auto post, Instagram, for example, now has a feature that'll let you do that. You can schedule these posts in advance, but I think that you'll find if you're just scheduling a little bit of time to batch your content, that is a simple way to automate your process by making sure that you are putting the time in place to get it done for the month so that you're not starting from scratch or doing it on the fly. And then finally, you absolutely should be automating your transaction reminders. Your transaction checklist should be dialed in. And I actually just recently gave a look at how we kind of do this using Asana. Definitely check out that recent video that I posted. And of course, I can always go more into detail of how we do this, but Asana is a fantastic free platform that you can use to monitor your transaction workflows and keep things visible. But you should, at the very least, have them in a place where you can see them. Like your transaction workflows should not be in your head. They should be on paper or in a digital space where you can review and see what's happening in your business so that you're not going to drop the ball or miss something that was really critical that needed your involvement. And before you push back on me here, just hear me out. Would you rather spend time manually sending the same email 100 times or set it up and have it run automatically? I know the answer to that for me, which begs the question. I'm curious. What's one thing that you wish you could automate in your business? Drop a comment below. I'd love to hear what's on your mind. Okay, let's talk about the third and final mistake I have for you here that we're going to tackle together. Hiring too soon, too late, or the wrong person entirely. Eesh. The right hire at the right time can double your income. Yet most agents wait way too long or hire way too early, and then they wonder why the whole thing falls apart. Let's talk about who your first hire should really be. For most real estate agents, it's a virtual assistant or a transaction coordinator. A transaction coordinator is kind of like the easiest go-to for most agents, and you might even have a connection to a transaction coordinator in your brokerage. If you have not done this and you're closing more than 6 to 10 deals a year consistently, what are you doing? Go hire a transaction coordinator so you can get that time back to scale your deals to get to 12 to 24 deals a year. I promise it can be that simple. But at that point, you then want to start looking around to see what else you can delegate so that you can either continue to grow or get your time back. That's where hiring a VA makes the most sense. But how do you know when it's time to hire, especially for a VA? Here are a couple of signs. Well, number one, you're drowning in admin work. If you are drowning in admin work and you spend a lot of time doing busy work on your computer that has to get done, but doesn't necessarily have to get done by you, you should probably be thinking about hiring a VA. Now, certainly, if that admin work begins interfering with your revenue generating activities, you now absolutely have to have a plan in place for hiring that individual. And of course, if you feel like you cannot step away from your business, even for half a day, then you absolutely need a little bit of extra manpower to help pick up the slack. Even an extra 5 to 10 hours a week from the right candidate can help free up so much time for you. You can be freed up to focus on lead generation, your client experience, and closing more deals, or even just spending time with your family. And that should be reason enough. Now, some agents who hire too soon hire before they have the right systems in place. And this is what we find with real estate agents who are just desperate to continue to grow and get their time back, but they hire before they have a really good system in place. And here's what happens. They are still in that space where they're running their business through their head. Everything is in their head. And because they haven't taken the time to get it out into a place to where they can easily streamline and delegate, the onboarding experience for that VA becomes a nightmare. And the story ends the same way every time. The real estate agent assumes that no one wants to work hard anymore. The VA feels unsupported and unclear in their expectations, and it ends in catastrophe every time. Don't let that happen to you. This is why you want to have systems in place before you need to make a hire. This is what I wish that I had done day one in my business, and I spent years having to DIY and put in place. Check out this recent video that I just posted on the 3 systems that every real estate agent needs in place in their real estate business to thrive. Okay, so here's what we tackled here together. Mistake number 1, thinking that you have to do everything yourself. That is not the game plan in 2025. Mistake number 2, automating all the wrong things or nothing at all. And mistake number 3, hiring too soon, too late, or hiring the wrong person. What do you want to hear more about? Leave a comment below on which of these we need to kind of tap into a bit more. And of course, if you want to skip right ahead to taking action, if you're like me and you're like, I'm ready, let's just give me the plan, let's go, then book a free call with me in the Market Authority Academy. What we do during that call is we spend 30 minutes ironing out the best path forward for you in your business. Once you have that clarity, if you decide you want my help along the way, then I'll share how we can help support you with that in the Market Authority Academy. Now, if this video gave you something to think about, do me a favor, hit that like button so I know that this is a kind of content that you want more of. Hitting that like button and hitting subscribe are two really simple things that you can do that tell me that you like this content and you want me to keep making more of it. So do me that solid. And remember, if you're serious about building a real estate business that works for you, be sure to hit subscribe, stick around so that you don't miss what's coming up next. Thanks as always for tuning in. And until next time, keep on crushing it.